Hi everyone, so today we're going to work with something called the power property of logs. So the first thing we're going to do is go over our homework from last night. So I gave you log base 3 of 16. Okay, so you have to figure out 3 to what power is going to give me 16. The easiest way to do this is to use your calculator. And when we do that, we're going to do log 16. And then we have to make sure we close our parenthesis because when we hit log, it automatically opens up a parenthesis. So we put log 16, make sure we close our parenthesis now, hit the division sign, divide it by, and then we do log 3, close our parenthesis, and we're going to get 2.5237. So if I wanted to check that, if I did 3 to the 2.57 power, I should get about 16 back. You might not get 16 exactly because of rounding, because we round it in this answer up here, but we're going to get really close to 16. So 3 to the 2.5237 power is roughly going to give us 16 back. Now, how about if I gave you guys log base 5 of negative 90? So you did log negative 90 over log 5. When you put that in your calculator, you're going to get an error. That is not something that you did by mistake. When you get an error message when you're working with logs, that means there's going to be no solution. So if you get an error message when there's a negative number, your answer will be no solution. As a reminder, log form. You're going to have log and then that little number down towards the bottom, that's going to be your base. Next to it, you're going to have your answer and it's going to be equal to the exponent. As a reminder, logs and exponents go hand in hand with each other. So exponential form, you're going to have your base raised to your exponent is equal to your answer. When I'm talking base, exponent, and answer in log form, this is what I'm referring to. So I'm referring to it from exponential form. So if I wanted to convert from log to exponent, I would do this base raised to this exponent is going to give me that answer. So the power property of logs. Now we're basically going to be adding an exponent to the problem. So the form is going to look like this. Log base b of a to the x power. This is how we're going to interpret the form. X times log base b of a. What this basically means is what we're going to do is we're going to bring that exponent down to the front. So this x that was up here, you brought it down in front of log. So you bring the exponent down to the front. If there's a number in front, you're going to multiply those two numbers together. If there's no number there, it's understood to be 1, so it's just going to be whatever x was. We will then evaluate the log using the change of base formula, so what we went over yesterday. You will get an answer, and you will multiply our answer by whatever x is, or by whatever x times the other number was, if there was a number in front. So let's practice an example. So we have log base 2 of 8 squared. So the way to work this out is we have this 2 here. So the second you see an exponent involved in a problem with logs is you're going to take that exponent. So here we're going to take this 2 and we're going to drop it down in front of log. So now it's going to be 2 times the log base 2 of 8. So what you need to do now is you need to evaluate this log and get an answer. So this 2 now is just going to sit here and wait patiently until we go and evaluate this. The way we do it, you can do it in your head if you want. You could sit there and say 2 to what power is going to give me 8. Easiest method going forward is to use that change of base formula. So you're going to do log 8 divided by log 2, and we're going to get 3. So now we do 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So our final answer here is 6. So just as a recap, what we do is take this exponent, drop it down into the front. So now it becomes 2 times this whole log. Now we got to go and evaluate this log, figure out what it's equal to. And remember, it's always that bigger number on top divided by this smaller number, this base number. Down here, we do that and we get 3. Multiply now 2 times the answer. 2 times 3 gives us 6, so our final answer is 6. Let's try this one. Log base 5 of 125 to the 10th power. Bring the 10 down as the exponent, bring it down into the front, so now it becomes 10 times log base 5 of 125. We're going to use change of base formula to evaluate that log, so we do log 125 over log 5. We get 3 as our answer. So now we're going to multiply 10 times 3. 10 times 3 gives us 30. And 30 is our final answer. Now for this problem. Remember how I told you we can have a number in front? Well, now we have 4 times the log base 2 of 8 to the 10th power. We still got to bring this 10 power down into the front. So now it becomes 4 times 10 times the log of 2 to the 8, or log 2, 8. So 4 times 10 gives us 40, and then we still have log base 2 of 8. We got to go in and evaluate this. So when we do that, log 8 over log 2 gives us 3. So now we do 40 times 3, and we get 120. Our final answer is 120. Now we have here a negative 5 times log base 4 of 16 to the 100 power. Remember, we have an exponent up here. What we got to do is bring that exponent down into the front. So now what we do is negative 5 times 100 times log 4, 16. Negative 5 times 100 gives us negative 500. And then we still have log base 4 of 16 over here. You're not done yet, because what do we got to go do? We got to evaluate log base 4 of 16. We use our change of base formula. So we do log 16 over log 4, and that gives us 2. Remember, your final answer isn't 2. Why? Because we have this negative 500 in front. So we do negative 500 times 2, and that gives us negative 1,000. Our final answer is negative 1,000. So now we have log base 4 of 4 to the 5th power. Bring down that 5 as the exponent into the front. So now it becomes 5 times the log base 4 of 4. We're going to still use change of base formula to figure this out. So we're going to evaluate the log. Log 4 divided by log 4. We put that in our calculator, and we get 1. So now we got to multiply 5 times 1, and we get 5. So 5 is our final answer. Let's try this one. Log base 3 of 27 to the 250th power. Now these exponents I can start giving you if I wanted to do like 1,000, 1,000,000. I can give you the exponents as big as I want to, because we're not really doing 27 to the 250th power. What we're doing is we're taking this exponent and bringing it down in front of the log. So we're bringing it down. So we're multiplying now 250 times whatever this simplifies. Log 3, 27 simplifies down to. So we bring down our 250 into the front. So now it becomes 250 times log base 3 of 27. Using our change of base formula, so we're going to do log 27 divided by log 3. Put that in our calculator and make sure we're closing parentheses between doing log 27 and hitting that division sign. We need to make sure we close our parenthesis. When we do that, we get 3. And then we multiply 250 times 3 and we get 750. 750 is our final answer. As always, here's our pets of the day. So this little guy over here, this is Miss German's cat. His name is Milo. See over here, Milo's sitting on top of a blanket catching some sun. And over here, Milo was looking at Miss German because he wanted Miss German's pasta. And these two cuties right here, these are, I'm pulling up their names. These are your classmate Michael's dogs. So the one on the left, so this one right here, her name is Lucy. And the one on the right, this one over here, this is Maggie. Lucy and Maggie are both 7 years old and they love to sleep with each other. They're Shih Tzu Poodle mixes. Michael's had them since they were both firstborn, so since they were both puppies. Maggie's over here. Maggie loves to play outside, and Lucy, she's over here. She loves to eat and sleep. Both of them enjoy going on car rides, and they're both very lovable dogs. Some daily reminders. Your homework is assigned daily and is posted on Plus Portals. Your homework, I'm also putting your homework in on Google Classrooms every day. It's under the homework folder. Homework is to be submitted to a Google Classroom or emailed to me before the start of class. If I don't receive it before, remember it's going to be considered late and you will not receive full credit for it. If you have any questions, make sure you're emailing me, reaching out. And on Friday, you guys will have a quiz. Have a great day, guys.